Some sad news tonight about J50. The ailing orca is now believed to be dead. The Center for Whale Research has declared she's dead, but NOAA and the Coast Guard continue searching for her by air and boat. They say they haven't given up hope just yet.
The past 2 days have been beautiful weather, and she has not been seen. So she's missing in action.
They're asking for airplanes and boaters to keep a lookout for her. Her pod was just spotted today near Victoria, but J50 was not with her family. J50, a 3-year-old orca, is sick, underweight, and has parasitic worms. NOAA still plans on holding 2 public meetings this weekend to get feedback on J50 and the endangered southern resident killer whale population. The first meeting is Saturday at 7 o'clock at Friday Harbor High School. The second set for Sunday in Seattle at the University of Washington at Haggett Hall Cascade Room.
It is what whale watchers have been dreading. J50, the sick and endangered orca in BC waters, is presumed to be dead. Despite rounds of medical treatment, the emaciated whale has not been spotted for days. And while U.S. officials continue to search for her tonight, hopes for the young orca are fading. John Hernandez reports.
If she has truly gone, this would be a very, very sad day.
It's been 7 days since the ailing orca J50 was last seen by researchers. This morning, scientists scoured waters along the Pacific coast looking for her, but again, their efforts proved fruitless.
She was in very poor condition last time people saw her, and in declining condition. And so I think we're all very worried right now.
The whale has been monitored by scientists from both the U.S. and Canada for months. Researchers observed the 4-year-old orca had a loss of fat stores and had foul breath, all signs of poor health. While it's unknown what caused these symptoms, biologists administered it antibiotics twice.
It was a huge effort, and of course we're all quite attached to these animals, and you especially get attached to an animal that you've tried to work on to help.
Plans to capture the whale and nurse it back to health had also been considered, but J50 hasn't been seen since last Friday. Over the last few days, teams from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration were able to locate her pod, which includes her mother, but J50 was nowhere to be seen. That was a troubling sign for researchers. Orcas tend to travel closely together.
I believe that J50 is deceased as of probably Monday. She should be traveling with her family at her age.
J50 was separated in the past and returned back to the pod. At the time, she was lagging behind while the pod was in transit and eventually caught up. But her pod hasn't traveled far this time around, leading researchers to say she is gone for good. Her death marks another tragic blow to the endangered southern resident killer whale population and brings the total down to 74 orcas.
It's a highly endangered pod. Every animal is very important. That's particularly true of a young female like J50, so it does represent a big loss to this population of killer whales.
Researchers still hope to recover a carcass to understand her illness and the cause of death. John Hernandez, CBC News, Vancouver.
Way to go. Thank you. It is what researchers had feared for nearly a week. Tonight, the Center for Whale Research is declaring that the sick orca calf, J50, we've also known her as Scarlet, is dead. Today, crews searched for her from the water. They also searched from the air. But after seeing her family again without her, the experts made the call and declared her dead. We should point out, though, they have not found the orca's body. And for that reason, NOAA says they are not officially calling off any search.
Simone Del Rosario tells us how lead researchers declared Scarlet dead and why some are still holding out hope.
Out there, that's Bellevue Point, and then Limekiln Point is just south of that, and JK and L pods are out there, and J50 is not with them. How's that? She did.
A startling statement from Ken Balcom, who has tracked the southern resident population for the government for 42 years. He makes the call when there's a birth or a death. After seeing J50's family 3 times without the sick calf, he says that's enough to determine she's gone.
The family has been going around the San Juans and up to Vancouver for the past almost a week, and she's not with them. And this is unheard of for a baby whale.
But 10 days ago, researchers had also feared the worst when she was missing from her family for 2 days. Spotted again, it was a shocking surprise.
There it is, J50.
My gut feeling is that, she might be gone.
but then also I'm an optimistic kind of person. So I think maybe she might be somewhere off by herself.
Deep in my stomach, I'm very concerned, but I'm gonna wait a day or so before I get too upset.
Noah tells me despite Ken Balcom's determination, they will continue searching for her until they've exhausted that possibility. And if there's any chance they can recover the body and find out what was wrong with her, they can learn something that might help the entire endangered population in the future. Guys?
Well, Noah is asking the public to be on the lookout. If you see her stranded, the hotline number to call is on your screen. They're still moving forward with public meetings this weekend to give a search update and get your input on Southern resident recovery. For more information, go to our website, Q13Fox.com.